Hi, this is Soulfully Secret Knowledge channel, and I just want to put up a short video about an occult practice called remote viewing. Remote viewing is really a spiritual gift that some people has, and this is a gift actually. There is many government researching psychologists also. They put lots of money to testing people with this capability. And actually what's happening is when you have this gift is you are in a place, but you are capable to see what's happening in a totally different place, maybe thousands of kilometers away from you, and you see exactly what's going on. You can hear everything like you would be in that room or place. And I want to talk about this capacity that some people has very shortly. And because, well, when I worked with people who has these gifts, it's different really for everybody how you can notice you have these gifts. When I talk to some people who develop these gifts at the beginning, they had a kind of flash. So what's happened, they just walked somewhere, or they've been doing usual things in their life, what they usually do in that time. And with their third eyes, as they suddenly saw someone else. Usually it's a person who you know, and you are attached to this person somehow. And what are they doing? Okay? And they got flashes like that. That was really interesting. And after, when they talked to this person, they realized that person really did something like that in around that time when they had this vision of flash. This is one of the early sign of remote viewing gifts if you have, but of course it can be different for other people also. In occult practice, especially in between shamans or witch doctors, or some certain occult people are capable to communicate between them. And actually, mainly this gift is used for that in occult groups. So they could communicate secretly between them, okay? Some occult people use this for communication, and while some people are paid for spying on others, okay? If you have these flash or visions, what I'm talking about, there are many ways to test it if you have these gifts or not. And also it's possible to develop these gifts on a higher level. In occult groups, usually what they do, well, usually African shamans use a bowl of water, and they look into the water. They do some enchanting something, and they can see the person they focus on in the bowl, and they can even communicate with them if this person has remote viewing gifts also. But in most of the time, occult people use a black mirror, scrying mirror, for example. They do not like reflective surface because it disturbs them. Because what you need to do is totally empty your mind to get into a certain meditation state, to be able to focus on where you want to go, what you want to see. So this is a technique that you can learn. And some people use a dark surface for that. So that's when some people use a dark crystal ball or a scrying mirror that is black. But it can be different. It can be quite personalized. So I met someone who used a book that was empty. So she opened the book and she could look at the pages and she could do remote viewing like that. Also, I know someone else who had these gifts, and they had a huge plate that was gray, and there were different forms and shapes on it. And she was like looking at it in a way to get herself in a meditative state, and she could do remote viewing like that. Okay. Well, usually parapsychologist who works for the government and they testing people with these capacities put people in a dark room where there is total darkness, so there is nothing taking their attention. They might measure brain waves with a certain machine while this person doing remote viewing, and after they give already a photo, an image, or they tell where they have to go and what they have to concentrate on. And that's what they meditate on and try to see what's happening in the same time on that place. And they test it, okay? Well, when you get on this level, you already worked on your gifts. So, why I'm putting this video up, because there are many people who has these gifts and they don't even know it. So if you have flashes like that, and after you call that person, because I'm telling you at first the gift works only with people who are close to you and who you know. And after you can develop these gifts to be able to use it on people you don't know, or just go to a place that you can see on a photo, or concentrate on a person whose face you can see on a photo. So it's important, if you realize that you have these gifts, you try to develop it. Maybe contact occult schools or parapsychologists who can help you to develop it, or even some medium schools teaching about this also, or some witches school also. So do not be surprised if you have these flashes. You are not crazy, you don't have any brain lesion or anything like that. You're just having a spiritual gifts that even can work before your awakening, okay? Well, this is briefly about remote viewing, just for you know that it exists and you might have this gift.